Yanti.
Hi, Emilio. How are you?
Well,
Looking
how are you?
good. I'm good.
Oh, thank you. You're
Excited about today.
always looking great.
Emilio, I have two people waiting. Armando Goldman Laszlo. Is this someone from? No, it's not someone from our partnership.
No.
All right. Okay, I asked everyone to.
So you will allow all of them to join after we say, okay, let's start, because
Yeah,
if not...
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like in, I sent an email to participants saying that they can be connected at 9. Sorry.
45.
Yeah, I'm confused with the time zones. Let me close the window so it will be silent. So, we are still missing Ivy's presentation.
Okay, but he told this morning that he's ready, so.
Okay, it's one thing saying that he's ready. The other thing, I mean, I need to ask everyone whether I am sharing your presentations or each person is sharing their presentation.
I prefer to share myself. I think that maybe, but since you have it, this is something more secure, because maybe we can have a problem. Okay, my last presentation is the one that is in the drive. Okay, yesterday night I changed a couple of things just because I was thinking, okay, but the two presentations, I have two presentations, the welcoming, okay, explaining the agenda, and the other one after for my speech about the project.
Okay, cool. I have them all in front of me. I have also the vibration questionnaire in front of me right now. Let me see if I'm missing something. No. Everything here. So there is also, I created yesterday a Q&A.
Yeah.
You saw? There is a modification in Teams where you can create a Q&A section.
Oh, I have no
idea. I created, yes, if you see in the, I will explain to everyone, but it's for you to know. If you see in the bar, you can find in the top, there is a chat, info, then a Q&A.
Okay, and you can, okay, bye. Perfect. So you can explain it, okay, in your turn in order to explain everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Yes.
That's great.
And also, I think all the participants should be muted during the presentations, and they can, this is something I will clarify at the beginning, and that we will give them, they can write their questions.
Yes.
And they will have at the end some time.
Yeah, you can explain it perfectly, because maybe even it's better for the streaming that we all turn even the cam down while all the other speakers are speaking, and all the question and answer will be after the keynote from Francesco. And that's all. I
think the recording is already on, right? You can see it. Yes, it's already on.
Yeah, but it's like 1 hour just because it's 54 minutes. I don't know if they continue.
We will modify accordingly.
Perfect. And after regarding the quality questionnaire, we will send to all the email addresses that the people that are registered, right?
Yes, but I was thinking maybe we can provide it also.
Yeah.
On the spot. I mean, whoever wants to do it today. Otherwise, I will send an email as a follow-up with the questionnaire.
Perfect. At the end of the session, when I do the closing, okay, of the everything, I will remember us.
Yes. Mention it, please. When you're doing the closing, mention it, and Miriam will send you now in chat the evaluation form.
Perfect.
And and I will send them via email as well. Based on our registrations, let me check again. Yesterday I checked, it was like 62 people from the registration form.
Let's see.
We will see, of course. Some are already waiting, but I don't see our partners. I mean, is it? I don't know if someone coming from Maude. Is it Armando Goldman Glasgow?
No.
Valentina Leliana? No. Okay. Merve Emilio prefers to share his presentation. What about you? Do you want me to share it for you, or you prefer to share it?
No, I don't mind. I can share it if you want. If it's going to be easier for you. I'm not sure when do you want me to present it. So if you just let me know when.
I will let everyone know when they present. You are presenting for sure. First is starting with Emilio, then is Igor, and then is you.
Okay, perfect. I can share it. I don't mind.
All right. Good. No, I cannot see the registration now. So that's all. We're just waiting for people.
You can see my screen, right? You can see the presentation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try to do this.
Good morning, Flavia. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hello, Flavia.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
All good.
Perfect.
Ready for this.
Cool. Flavia, do you prefer to share your material, or you want me to share them for you?
I'm okay to share it.
Okay. Just for everyone to know, I already anyway have them in front of me. So in case we have a technical issue or anything, to be your backup plan.
Okay. Should we check right now real quick? Each one of us shares their screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you can share it because Emilio is already sharing it.
Yeah, I'm sharing with the first slide because I'm going to start, so I will keep it.
Okay.
Good morning, Francesco.
Miriam, are you going to turn off everyone else's microphones?
Yes. All the participants will be muted.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And in the Spanish language,
Sorry, I have some people that are trying to get in right now, so don't allow them. Just told them it's at 11.
Yeah. Francesco, how are you, Francesco? Do you hear me, Francesco? No.
I think it's a problem with his speakers because I can hear you.
Francesco.
No, I think he cannot hear us.
Okay, maybe it's a problem. We got.
Yes. Let me try send him a direct message.
Are you ready to change your life?
Sit there. And now, Francesco? No.
Prova, prova.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello.
Can you hear us?
good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear us now? Francesco,
Sì, buongiorno, good morning.
can I ask you, I'm asking everyone, do you prefer to share your presentation or you want me to share it for you?
Only one?
I'm asking if you prefer to share your presentation or you want me to share it for you.
No, you can share it for me.
Okay. All right. So when you want me to change the slide, just let me know then.
Okay, correct.
All right.
It's better, so it's better for you to have the control of the to avoid problems with
Okay, whatever suits you. I don't mind.
Ok, perfetto, è ok così.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning, Nihan. How are you?
Good morning. Apologies for the delay. I don't have much voice today. Unfortunately, I was
Oh my
trying to
God.
recover my voice. But we will handle it. How's everyone?
Good, ready for today.
Yeah. This is the beginning of the yen, the last row of conference. Mhm.
Nihan, I have your presentation. However, do you prefer to share it or you want me to share it for you?
Maybe it's easier if I share it so I
Okay.
can switch the slides better.
Right.
Mhm.
Anyway, I have all the presentations in front of me, so in case anyone face any technical issue, I can share it.
Thank you.
I'm sharing the link to the conference right now to some people just to say, okay, you can get into here, please, because we have to reach the 50% at least during the conference, because we have more than 50 registered, right, Mirianti? We have more than 60.
We have 60 people.
Ok,
Yeah.
Let's hope that everyone will be connected. There are 3 people already in the lobby waiting, but I think it's better for Rigor to be also here and then let them in.
Some people are texting me to tell me that from the phones or their tablets, they need to download the app in order to attend.
Okay.
So just so you know, if you have anyone that's...
Yeah, because Teams, you need the
They are
application.
not, okay, yeah. If the using phone, yes, from computer, you can do it online.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna excuse myself 5 minutes. I'm gonna go talk to someone because they're asking me to walk them through the process. And I'll be right back. Probably Igor will be here by that time.
Pronto, ciao.
Just a quick update. I uploaded a story with the meeting link to the project's Instagram. So maybe someone sees it and just clicks and connects, just in case.
Cool, great. Thank you.
No worries. I will just quickly check something and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay, Miriante Igor, I think is saying that he is having problem.
I saw. I have to start letting people in. Is everyone ready? Or people that are here?
Let's
Emilio,
wait. Yeah, let's wait till.
Because I told them anyway in the email that they have to be here at 9:45.
Yeah,
For
but in
because
the waiting room, not in the conference, because if we started like 15 minutes before, okay, maybe we can let them into like 5 minutes before, something like
right,
that.
okay.
Let's try to help Igor, because if we don't have Igor for the second speech, this is one of the reasons that you Mirianti proposed to be in advance in the platform to avoid any issue.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Emilio, I replied to your email today regarding the conference in Greece. Sorry, I didn't see it yesterday. I was traveling. But we don't have a date yet. We are waiting for confirmation next week. But it will be held in Mykonos either the first week of July or the last week of June, as I said in the previous meeting.
Yes, I wrote it this morning. Thank you. Just to mention also, because it's important today to have this picture. Thank you. Indeed, we have the meeting the next Monday in order to talk about all these things and the two piloting phases, mock, and then I will send today, okay, the links and the agenda for Monday. I didn't want to do it in before because I don't want to mix, the link with the meeting and the agenda and everything else. So let's focus on this conference right now. And I will send you the link for Monday, but the agenda is clear. We will check the two piloting phases to establish the piloting phase of the Work Package 4 about the guidelines and the action manual, and to have the feedback, and if everything is okay from Flavia. We will have check also how is everything going with the piloting of the mock. We will discuss about today. Let's see if we achieve the 50. If not, we have to propose any measure or something. And talk about the national conference. So this is most of you may think that will be the agenda for Monday morning. Okay, we need Igor and Okan. I'm writing to Okan also to see if he's available to
Good
join us.
morning, Erkan is here. Hi,
Hello, good
Erkan.
morning.
Hello,
Unfor-
Ercan.
Hello. Unfortunately, Okan is not available. Already shared with you that he is lecturing whole day, but will try to join us in the break time. Instead of him, I will present the presentation.
And do you have the presentation, or Mirianti can share the presentation, Ercan?
Already stored in the Google Drive days before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's asking if you want me to share it for you or you want to share your screen.
Yeah, I can share my screen.
Okay. Emilio, I mean, in the worst case scenario, if Igor cannot solve the problem until we start, I think Merve can go after you, and then Igor after Merve.
Yeah. We'll skip Igor if he's not available to join us. We'll skip Igor till he is available. When he's available, exactly. When he will be connected, you can ask him. Okay.
Do we have
So,
presentation?
Sorry?
Do we have Igor's presentation?
No, he's here. Igor, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
Cool.
okay.
My microphone is on, right?
Yes, I cannot see you personally. I don't know about the others.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why, but webcam. Okay, now I will project. I hope the projection will work. Can we maybe try if sharing will work?
If you want to try, yes.
Better, yes, if I try, at least.
Okay, try because I have to let people in. But we cannot hear and see you.
Is it sharing?
Yes.
Yeah, we see the screen.
Okay, so just cancel the. Okay. I try with the webcam if I manage to solve, but okay, I will project full screen, so.
Okay.
Also, I'm sending another.
Yes.
I will send, yes, another reminder to the participants.
Okay, if everyone is ready, I will let participants in. We're having right now 19 participants waiting in the lobby.
Yeah, okay,
So,
it's 10 o'clock, so we have to start. I think that
yes.
at 10 o'clock or 1 minute.
Yes. So are we ready?
Mhm.
All right. I'm
Okay.
admitting participants. Emilio, you can start because I will keep admitting participants, so you can start before I explain the teams, I think, with the introduction. Okay.
So I think we are live, right, Miriam team? Okay.
Yes.
So I think that you can see my screen, right, with the presentation of this welcoming. So let me say first, thank you so much for joining us today, this morning in this conference, okay, regarding the science and ethics of food, innovation and modernity with the insect consumption. Welcome to this first in a series of conference. Maybe some of you don't know where this conference come from, okay? Maybe you are not informed about our European project, okay? This is a conference that is stemming from an European project. We are INCES Innovation in Gastronomy, okay? We are an Erasmus BET co-funded by the European Union project, okay? So I want to say thank you on behalf of all the partners of the consortium of the project. I'm going just to introduce to you the partners because we are 7 different companies from 6 countries. So I will let you know, okay, what are we talking about. First, myself, my name is Emilio Sola. I'm here representing Maudo Studio Group. We are a group of companies. We are located our main office here in Malaga, in the south of Spain, but we have different facilities, and we are a training company, but with different field of action also, with companies focused on the human resources, outsourcing, content creation, European projects. So we are the applicant of this project, and we are so happy to join this meeting today. I'm going to introduce you our partner, starting from Standout Education from Cyprus. We have Mirianti here with us, and Merje. They are a digital education and innovative learning company, and they are have vast, very valuable experience in European projects. And in our INSES Innovation in Gastronomy project, they are focused on the design and implementation of training, dissemination of the tools of the project that is so challenging. I'm going to explain briefly each one of the partners, because I want you to know that we have the different pillars that are required in order to focus on this innovative topic, the INSES Gastronomy. Okay, we have Igor Vitale International from Italy. This is he is the doctor, the thinking head of the project, the creator of this application. Ivy is focused. I have some issues with the sound. I don't know if you can hear me well. Okay. Okay. Ivy is focused on applied social psychology and research and psychometric research, with huge experience in European projects related to, for example, sustainability. So this is a key partner for this project regarding the research on attitudes, perceptions, and the psychological barriers of the related to this topic, to the insect consumption. We move forward to travel, hospitality, event management, team management from Romania, from Bucharest. We have Flavia here. Thank you, Flavia. Then they are hospitality consumer, trend, gastronomy, marketing expert. They are the key, the cornerstone in order to bring in the project from the theory and the research to the real market, okay, to the restaurant, to the HoReCa sector. So they are a valuable partners also. We have Mykonos International Initiative, okay, from Greece. They are the expertise is regarding the training, JAU, European project management, educational sustainability, content creation, dissemination. So it's a great partner also, focuses on the dissemination, in the content creation for the training, and the long-term sustainability plan. That this is something very important for our project, for INSET Innovation in Gastronomy project. And we have one of the most important pillars of the project, Fenga Food Innovation. We are so lucky to have a Dr. Francesco Fenga with us, because he has more than 20 years of experience regarding the technology in the food industry, advising companies, big companies in Italy and Europe regarding ingredients, novel technologies, nutrients. So this is a cornerstone also from the project. Welcome, Francesco. And we have also Musep from Turkey. We are so lucky also because we have Ercan with us. They are a non-for-profit organization based from Ankara. They have great network of work with the health sector, educational sector. So they are an important pillar also of the project in order to disseminate and to reach and gather all this information for the health and nutrition, you know, of this sector that are working in this topic. So welcome, Ercan. Thank you so much. And that's all. This is our group. This is our partnership. We are all INSET Innovation in Gastronomy. We are so happy to have you all here today. And I'm going to make a brief presentation of what we are going to deliver, okay, in this first conference of the project. As I told you before, we will explain later, but this is the first conference in a series of 7. We will have 2 international conferences and we have 5 national conferences. So this is the first an online conference that you are welcome, okay, in order to start in this, amazing and innovative world of the new approved insect-based ingredients for Europe. So I will start after this presentation with a brief introduction about our project, talking about the main info, the goals, activities, resources, and what you can use from our project, what are our deliverables that are open for all the European community. So this will be a project presentation starting with some key points about some recipes using this ingredients, so I think that could be interesting. After this, we will start with the expert panel. The expert panel, we start with Igor Vitale, our professor from the University in Italia, regarding the psychology of his consumption. He will be focusing on the main finding from the social psychological research of his consumption in Europe that we already accomplished in the first step of this project. Key bullet point finding of this research, for example, understanding the consumer resistance to these new ingredients, and some strategies to address these barriers to be overcome. So we will have Igor Vitale. We will have, after Igor, we'll have Ercan from USEF, talking about the creativity in gastronomy for the inclusion of insect in this modern gastronomy, talking about different cluster of users that could be addressed with the new ingredients from the point of view of the creativity. So could be very interesting because he is going to talk about the nutritional and about the sport sector, about the elderly sector, and how to reach them. So could be. I want to note you that all the presentation of the speeches will be dynamic, not too long, in order to have this panel expert with different point of view from this complex topic, and we will have after a question and answer section. After Musef, we will have Flavia from Bucharest talking about the insect-based gastronomy, a strategic opportunity for sustainability hospitality. And we will have here a very important point of view, because this is more related to the market, to the final user, for the restaurant, for owners, for the HoReCa owners. So it will be great. She will be talking about the market trends, the consumer demands, hospitality sector opportunities, how the branding and marketing strategy for increasing this appeal of insect-based cuisine, and the business model innovation. This is just like a preview of what we are developing in our project. We will have our dear Nihan from Greece after Flavia, and she will talk about the sustainability and the future of insect-based gastronomy. Talking about the texture, the combination for modern cuisine, using these insect-based ingredients, a basic initial introduction, and she will explain a little bit more about the sustainability of the resources open in the project. I will introduce all the resources of the project, but Nihan will provide more information also. So thank you, Nihan. After this panel of experts talking about these different point of view and important topics, we will have an amazing expert, our dear Professor Francesco Penga from Italy. He will explain, he will talk about the regulatory framework, about nutritional value of these insect-based ingredients, production of this ingredient, technological characteristics, about nutritional value, and everything else that could be very interesting for the professional in this industry. So we will have a very interesting keynote. After the Francesco speech, we will have a question and answer section. So Mirianti is going to explain to you how to address the question, and we will try to solve this discussion and any doubt that could arise during the speeches. So I will leave the floor to Mirianti soon, because we will finish with the closing remarks and the future opportunities of the project that we are developing, and we will need you to fill out a questionnaire, quality questionnaire, that you know is important for the European Commission in order to better develop the following conference that we are going to have. So that's all from my side. I leave the floor to Mirianti in order to know a little bit more about the streaming and how you can address the question and answer, and we'll start soon. So thank you for your attention.
So thank you everyone for joining. Hello from me. I'm Mirianthi, I come from Stando. Just a few things to know about Teams platform in case that is the first time you're navigating. You will notice that there is a bar on the top of your camera, or where you see your face of the screen. There is a symbol for chat in case that you want to write something, in case that your microphone is not working, etc. We have created a Q&A section where you can write your questions, because as Emilio said, we will have a Q&A section at the end of all the presentations. So in case that any of our partners is presenting and a question come up to you, you can write it in the Q&A section, and we will read it later when the time comes. And the person who is targeted the question can respond. You can raise your hand next to the symbol of Q&A and people. There is a raise hand in case that you you can use it again in the Q&A section, where you can raise your hand, and we will give you the floor so you can talk. After the end of our presentations and Q&A section, I will send you in the chat a link for the evaluation of this conference. But anyway, I will send it also to you via email. I will kindly ask all of you to have your microphones muted during the presentations in order to avoid the noises and the distraction. And that's all for me. I will give again the floor back to Emilio so he can start with his presentation on food science and technology in the use of insect-based ingredients.
So thank you so much, Mirianthi. I think that you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we have 52 participants right now. So welcome everyone once again. I don't know if you hear the starting of the conference, but we are, this is a result, this is an activity coming from the Insects Innovation in Gastronomy project. So I'm going to start with the topic, explaining a little bit about our project, about what you can find and what we are developing open for all the European community in order to be used, okay? So, okay, starting. The project motivation, why we developed this project. Okay, this is a clear problem issue that we should address. Current traditional protein sources and their production methods are insufficient to meet current and future food and environmental challenge. So this is a fact. We are not trying to skip traditional food, or for example, jam from Spain or whatever. We are just trying to complement, to provide alternative in order to reach the amount of proteins that are required for the global population. So, for example, I'm going to give you just a bullet point about this issue. For example, the European Union imports around the 25% of the feed protein that we are using. Indeed, some rich ingredients, rich sources of protein from vegetal, for example, the soya meal, 96% of this product, it comes from outside the European Union. The primary sector is responsible for more than the 12% of the total emission of Europe. And we have some studies made by the European Court of Auditors that indicate that around 70% of the European soils already show some degree of degradation of nutrient loss. causes by the intensive agriculture and so forth. So you can find here, we are going to share the presentation. You can find here the sources of the information, trustable, reliable. So this is very important. This is also the key point of our project, to go to the reliable sources. So you can find here the studies that we are mentioning. For example, regarding the water resources per habitant, so that the decreasing trend across almost all regions in Europe. We have to talk about Spain, 65%, or Cyprus with a real problem regarding the water. So in the European Union, the agriculture sector consumes about the 60% of this fresh water. So you can click in the source, in the Water Europe studies, and this is just a quick preview of what are the motivation of our project in order to provide some, help to provide some information about this new innovative sector that is the ingredient based made by insect. So the general objectives of our project are to promote this insect consumption in the European Union as a valid, healthy, safe, and sustainable alternative to more limited and less environmentally friendly food option. And what we need to do also, fill the gap of competence in the professional chef, because there are, we think, we will see later, okay, training in information about these new ingredients. So we try to fill the gap, providing useful tools. And we have to combat the prejudice and misinformation about this insect consumption, increasing the general public's food literacy regarding the new ingredients approved for human consumption in the European Union. So we made everything with the amazing work made by Igor Vitale from Italy and the collaboration with all the partners. And we sent this project application to the National Spanish Agency, to CEPIE, and we were funded and the project was approved. So what we are doing after the approval, let's do it hands-on. Okay, let's work on this, and I'm going to show you like just a brief picture of our project, our results. What are we developing? Concrete results of our project. First of all, we need to understand, we need to find the needs and the real situation. We can do just a suggestion or just a statement that are not underpinned by real opinion. So for the first step of the project, we accomplished a social psychology research for the measurement of attitudes, beliefs, and perception about the insect consumption. After this comprehensive research, international research, we developed a massive open online course regarding this topic to provide this training focused on the finding that we discovered in this report. We are providing more tools, an action manual, 14 guidelines for the promotion of insect consumption and mindset shifting, okay? More focused to the real final consumer, for the user, the restaurant, the HoReCa sector. We are developing, I am going to introduce briefly later, just useful tool and so basic and simple to develop. This is one of the point for activities, international conference. This is the first one. We will have another one in Malaga. We are also hosting national conference in each one of the countries of our partners. And we will have, we already have a website repository with all the information on all the available resources of the project, workshop, newsletter, podcast, everything is in our website, in our project of sustainability of the long-term project. Let's go point by point, but briefly. The social psychological research, we try with this research to identify this prejudice and bias about insect consumption in the European countries, to find the psychological factors and opportunities to encourage the consumption of insects at the European level, to understand the attitude, belief, knowledge, and perception of these professional chefs, okay, restaurant owners, the general population. We have 2 different questionnaires I'm going to explain later, but Igor will provide you more information. And to identify these obstacles and barriers and social factors we need to overcome in order to favor this consumption of ingredients made by insects at European level. So we have KPI. We try to gather the information for 350 persons, in 2 separate questionnaires, one for professional chef and another one for final consumer. But we did our best and we reached more than 519 participants. So we gather a lot of data, we including chef and consumer, we create 2 psychometric tests, desk on field research about this insect consumption, statistical analysis, and a final report that is available for all of you in 6 languages. You can find, this is the socio-psychological research, just to show you a little bit of what we are including in this report, okay, in Spanish, in English, Italian, Greek, Turkish, Romanian, okay? Then you can access.
Emilio, you muted yourself.
This is a problem of my headphones. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's continue. I was just explaining that we have all our report available in different European languages, okay, in our website. As you can check, you can download, okay, and you can contact us. So this is the first step. Let's find the status quo, what the people think, what are the barriers to overcome, not just to imagine them, just real information from an international study. After that we have this finding, we create the training for addressing that, okay? A cooking insect mock, massive open online course, okay? That have the following specific goals. Increase the competence of gastronomy professional and vet learners and how to cook insects, to promote information, knowledge, food literacy. Once again, we are trying to provide information from real trustable sources about how to cook insects, nutritional properties, opportunities for the HoReCa sector, and to promote the vet-centered flexibility, because this is a first step, this course, in order to access to this information in a flexible way. Okay, here you can find the link to our mock. We are going to have more information about it in the next presentation also, but you have to know that it's open. We are now finishing the piloting period of the month, so you are welcome. You are invited. If you want to be one of the testers of this course, just send us an email. I'm going to provide my personal email, my professional email, and the email of the project at the end of my presentation. But you can check, okay, and you can be part of this piloting. After a couple of weeks, I think this course will be open to anyone in the European Union. So the course has more than 210 minutes of video lecture. Okay, we try to make it easy to understand, like a first stage of this topic, and we have this course available in 6 languages: English, Italian, Greek, Turkish, Spanish, and Romanian. So you can access to the information, all the available tools, all the resources regarding each one of the modules. We have 7 modules. Okay, you can reach them with your language. Okay, English and these languages. This is, for example, just a quick. I want to show you some screenshot about from our mock. You can see the different units, learning units. In this case, it's in Spanish, and you can see the video. In this case, we are talking about the history of the Asian consumption. This is nothing new. As you know, we have here in Spain a cave that 1,000 years ago that have some evidence that we already eat this insect. So you can see here, for example, we have in English. This is some of our professional chefs and teachers providing a more practical video. You can see here, for example, the real ingredient that we are talking about, because this is something important. We are not talking about bugs, okay? We are not talking about any kind of bugs, okay? Because the approved ingredients in Europe are so specific. So we are using this in all our information, and we are providing more information how to use them in our mod. As you can see here, we have the crickets in different kind of preparation and kind of ingredient. We have here one of our teacher creating a riot recipe with this. You can see here the mealworms. And we are doing here a recipe of falafel using the flour of made by crickets. So interesting, because our teacher also speak about the properties of these new ingredients. As you can see, we prepare a dessert, and we have this practical first module, and we have 7 modules, as I said before. We have the module made by our Romanian expert in marketing, talking about the strategies to succeed in the integration of this ingredient in your restaurant. We have a module based on the different texture and the sustainability of this ingredient. We have the expertise knowledge from Italy, talking about the nutritional aspect, how they are produced, and everything else. We have the psychological module also explaining the finding of the report, and we have this module in order to create the engineering of this menu, the creation of menus using this ingredient. We have renowned teacher, also expert, talking about the creativity of this and the different clusters that could be addressed with this ingredient. We have a module focused also in the environment, in the beneficial for the environment that we can achieve using this and the different kind of production of these new ingredients. For example, I'm going to show you a sneak preview of one of the module of the practice. I don't know if you can hear also the sound of the video. This is another recipe. This is a recipe from the south of Spain, but using cricket, not shrimp. That this is the traditional. This is the dessert. Using mealworms. This is just a preview, about what are you going to find about this topic, about the need of training that we identify. Okay, so this is a practical lesson, for example, with different recipes, trying to do a European menu using this ingredient. So after this smoke, okay, we have another deliverable, okay, another tool for our users, the action manual. The action manual are 14 guidelines for the promotion of these insects. So the objective are to encourage the food provider to adopt this insects ingredient, and the most important, to equip the food provider, restaurant, companies with these specific strategies to force attitudes and behaviors toward the consumption of the edible insects. We try to stimulate the synergies between the restaurant, inside producers, and to promote stronger interaction, and to promote the corporate social responsibility among the restaurant and the raise of the environmental awareness. So they are so practical. They are almost like 5 pages per each one of the guidelines and the thematic areas. I'm going not to explain everything because also Nihan will provide more information, but are focused on how to produce an engaging menu or how to promote how to fight the rejection and phobia, or guideline to increase this food literacy in customer. How can we reach, how can we address, how can we find trustable sources, okay? And we provide step-by-step guidelines in order to solve this problem that the final user identified. So, as I told before, this is part of the international conferences that are going to be held by our project. This is the online conference, but we will have also a present international conference and final meter here in Málaga, Costa del Sol. You are all welcome, because this will be the final speech that we will have about the future of FinTech innovation in gastronomy. We will, it will be July 24. So if you are in Spain, if you want to travel, maybe it's a good option to have the holidays in Malaga, and you can reach us because we will have interesting speeches, and maybe we can taste something after the delivery of the speeches, and we can have the real ingredients. So you are welcome. If you need anything, just reach me, write me a line. We have national conference. We have the Italian conference, Social Psychology of Food, How Prejudice and Stereotypes Affect the Novel Food Consumption. Will be held in Rome, amazing city, the 24th of May, okay, in less than 10 years. You can access this conference via online. So if you want to be updated with all the conference, please, we are going to share with you at the end of the session the questionnaire of quality, and you can provide there your email also, and we will send you, okay, all the details per each one of the conference in each country. We will have the Cypriot conference in Nicosia regarding the environmental education in gastronomy, the results, okay? It will be in June, July, to be determined. We will give you more information as soon as available. We will have the Greek conference also about the innovative gastronomy for the promotion of tourism through novel food, and the Turkish conference that will be held in Ankara the next 31 of May. Regarding the health and novel food, new frontiers from the development of gastronomy in Ankara province. They will have important catering company, very well known in Turkey, and they will have representative from the university, from the health sector. So if you are interested, just write. You can join there in Ankara if possible. If not, you will be available to assist via online, as well as the Romanian conference. The Romanian conference will be at the end of June, beginning of July. Regarding Restaurant Tourism Alliance for the promotion of FinTech innovation in gastronomy. I don't want to be too much longer because we have a lot of interesting speeches after me, but I just want to let you know that we already have available this gastroinnovation.eu website where you can find workshop. For example, we have a very useful workshop from Romania about the marketing strategies, how to reach the final users and everything else that you can reach. You can see all the videos of the workshop that we already accomplished, and you can have information about articles about these insects in based ingredients. We create these reports. You can access them also. And we have also the Instagram account that we are putting a lot of information there. So please follow us in Instagram, in our social media, and reach us in our website. You can find us in gastroinnovation.eu. Okay, you have here my professional email. You can write me for anything that you may need. You have also the email of the project. If you scan this QR, you will also available to access our website in order to read all the available open free resources that we are creating, developing until the end of September this year, 24 months duration of this project, but we have a plan of sustainability, so the resources will be available for 5 years. So thank you for your time. I'm so sorry to be a little bit longer than expected, but I think that was important for all of you to know a little bit more about our project, what is all this conference and information is stemming from. So thank you so much. I leave the floor to Mirianti in order to organize the next speaker. And once again, if you have any question or anything, we will have this question and answer session. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Emilio, for your presentation and for explaining the whole project. So I will invite now our next speaker, who is Igor Vitale. Igor will present the psychology of insect consumption, which is also was a part of our work package 2 research. So Igor, if you're ready, I will leave the floor to you so you can share your screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing. I don't know if it's visible.
It's visible, but we can still see some things on the background.
Yeah, I'm putting full screen.
Yeah.
It's going right. Okay, good morning. Thank you very much for the possibility to speak here. I'm Igor Vitale and represent one of the 2 Italian organizations of these projects, Insects Innovation in Gastronomy. As you know, the webinar today is the science and ethics of food, and I will talk about the psychological implications related to changing food habits, and in particular with the ideas of the European Commission to introduce novel food. So, my name is Igor Vitale. I'm a psychologist, so I have a background in work and organizational psychology. Recently, we are working mostly in projects concerning the environmental sustainability of food. So we have many projects in the field of agriculture, but also tourism. We managed 85 Erasmus Plus projects in 5 continents, and recently from 2021, our main interest is environmental sustainability. We come from Foggia. Foggia is in the southern Italy, in Puglia, and which is a very agricultural place. Many enterprises are food producers. Also recently in the University of Foggia, it has been a conference about insects consumption, and I will show you how Europe arrived to introduce new foods in a law which is actually existing from 1997. This is our territory. As you can see, there is a big biodiversity, a big geographical differences in our territory, which are lakes, mountains, seaside, lowland, and so on. Our territory is a challenging territory. It's a territory with a low quality of life according to the rankings, low employment. There are challenges in employment, so we mostly try to deal with these kind of issues in our territory. And we are searching strategies to improve labor conditions, enterprises in our territory. But we are, according to the rankings, the first province in terms of happiness according to the quality of life rankings in Italy, because we don't use antidepressants. So sometimes statistics have to be seen indicator per indicator. Now I have a question for you. Our topic, our macro topic today is changing food habits. Europe wants to encourage sustainable food consumption, healthy food consumption. And Europe wants to make it, generally. Who of you ever tried to change food habits? I think most of us tried with diets, or maybe trying to eat healthier, or maybe, I don't know, increasing proteins, or maybe talking with a nutritionist. Because, of course, eating is something we do every day, and it's something really related with our health. So, who tried to change food habits knows that this is not easy. If I want to, I don't know, lose weight or increase weight or increase muscle mass, or I don't know, maybe trying another kind of diet, or maybe try to eat vegan, for example, knows that this is not easy. It's not any habit we can change like in few seconds. So, and Europe wants to promote action for improving healthy and sustainable diets. Not now, from the real beginning, these goals of improving our food habits is global, is a good goal. This is due to the Sustainable Development Goals. Europe, as many other countries, according to the goals of the United Nations, have several goals. and you can see them here. And you can see also by reading only the titles that food is in many of them. For example, in the 12, responsible consumption and production, or also zero hunger, or the 3, for example, good health and well-being. Europe, like many other countries, has at its core some strategies to improve the health of the citizens. And food, of course, is there. There are many strategies. So who tried to change food habits in a better way, healthier, more sustainable, having, I don't know, reducing overweight, reducing obesity, knows that this is not easy. Imagine how difficult it may be for a country or for the European Commission, for other entities releasing policies, to encourage this at a broader level. So it's true, we have lots of strategies. This, for example, one strategy for reducing childhood obesity, 2023. If you go back on time, even in 2007, we had a strategy for improving food habits in the general population. So strategies are there. The commitment is there to improve the way in which we eat. But what's the problem? When you see the data, not always the policies are enough, or the strategies are enough to get the result. This is one of the million indicators we can take. Sustainable development in the European Union, 2023. The 2024 is a little bit better. But for example, in 2023, despite all effort, despite all the strategies, we increased the obesity rate. So see how much is difficult to encourage healthy food consumption. Europe is trying and retrying with many strategies, big ones. This is the European Green Deal, and it's maybe more popular than the previous strategies I show you, because it's a strategy to convert activities in order to make them more sustainable at all levels. The goal of European Commission is to be carbon neutral by the 2050. We have only 25 years. It seems a long period, but it's not a long period to change systems. There is even a strategy called Farm to Fork. From here, from these strategies, we have the commitment of Europe of creating more sustainable protein supply, from the production to the consumers. This is the main strategy. But it's not easy. Why it's not easy? Because, of course, sometimes to produce sustainable food is more costly than producing non-sustainable food. But there is a balance because, of course, the sustainable food is healthier for the environment and for the population. I think none of us wants to eat antibiotics or pesticides or many other dangerous additives. Nobody of us wants. But still, the European Green Deal has been object of a protest recently by farmers. Why this protest? Because, of course, it's not easy to reach the goals in an economically viable way. For example, the European Green Deal wants to achieve the 25% of organic farming production. It's not easy. It's the best way, it's the strategy, it's the goal, but it's not easy economically. And so what happens? What happens that, of course, there is a challenge, there is a dilemma today between policies and practices. There is a problem. We want to increase healthy food. We want to increase sustainable food. We want to produce many other ways to have a low impact on the environment, but a good protein supply strategy. But this is more costly. For example, a Polish study demonstrated that organic food cost plus 35% to plus 270%. This is a problem. Not all the parts of the population can afford more expensive food, but cheaper food may lead to some issues in terms of impact of the diet. So Europe is putting all the efforts, really, in many ways. If you open the policies, if you open the communications, we'll be surprised on how many things Europe is doing to protect consumers. I'm very proud to be European. These strategies are very good and very effective and absent in many other parts of the world. The point is the gap between the policies and practices. One of the most recent strategy is the Green Claims Directive that is regulating the advertisings concerning sustainability on food. Because to understand if a food is really sustainable, we need really highly technical skills. But still today, 2025, the vast majority of the advertising, the green claims, the words we use, the visual messages we use, the food labels we use to talk about sustainable food are still not clearly regulated, not clearly checked, not clearly explained, misleading in half of the cases. This is 2022, but half of the cases is a lot. So within this framework of policies, strategies, things that Europe is actually doing, we have also the novel food laws. It has been a great communication. There has been a great disclosure of these novel food laws in Europe. Because recently in 2022, and this is what led us to open this project about novel food. Essentially, there's been a big news on the media on the types of new foods we introduce in our diet and commercialization in Europe. We are not free to commercialize everything. These have to pass through European Food Safety Authority. So we have to check that what we introduce in the market have to be super safe. I mean, completely safe. It's maybe surprising that it's not in all the parts of the world like this. Many other markets open to specific ingredients and then they check the actual safety on time. We do it before. So in reality, this has been taken as a new in Europe, in Italy, for sure, as something very new. In reality, the European law for novel food, for new foods, is from 1997. If you think to really establish things like the geographical indications we all know is from 1992, for example. So in reality, you have almost 30 years of experience in novel food. So what was the new? What's inside the novel food? In the novel food, we have all the new ingredients that the European Food Safety Authority tells this is safe. And in 2022, together to many other ingredients, also crickets, and recently also a mealworm has been introduced as possible ingredients sellable that can be commercialized. Of course, for example, there is a current discussion also on cultivated meat, which is a cruelty-free meat that is commercialized within the novel food. And of course, this created a big scandal, even if it's not a novelty, the introduction of insect in the human diet in Europe. And in the world is, of course, at all not a novelty. There are around 2 billion people eating actually insects as a normal part of the traditional diet. But of course, in Europe, it's completely out of the tradition, even if it's not the first time Europe approves insect consumption, because it was used as additive also before, as coloring also before. Anyhow, this sometimes goes into a contradiction nationally. You know that there is a discussion, for example, on cultivated meat, which is another protein supply. Also, insect is another protein supply, which is more sustainable than the traditional meat. Traditional meat is impacting on the environment. But there are some contradictions nationally. So, for example, some solutions for having a sustainable protein supply, in the case of cultivated meat, is even cruelty-free. There are some contradictions nationally. For example, Italy preventively forbidden the commercialization of cultivated meat. Insects are instead possible. So what happened? When in Italy we had this change, Acheta domesticus was approved by the European Food Safety Authority by only telling it's a sustainable protein supply, so why not? And second, is an allergen. This opened big discussion. Imagine some supermarkets announced even we will never sell Acheta domesticus derived products in our shops. First of all, this is not true because as coloring, insects was already present before 2022. But second, it created a kind of misleading information also because you will never know what you will sell in the next 30 years. The food systems will change always, so how can you promise this? And also recently, TikTok fake news was appeared in insect consumption 3 months ago. Somebody told these shops, like with the terroristic approach, Eurospin, Lidl, this is fake, Eurospin, Lidl, Coop and Conad, they adhere to make you eat insect flowers. I don't know if any strategist of a supermarket could then make you eat. It's very strange. It's clearly fake. So see the labels. If you see the labels, there is a paranoid strategy to make you eat insects. Okay, we measured in Europe how many people will actually try insect, because it was also my curiosity. What I want to tell is there is a storytelling around it. And even if these messages are sent as a terroristic approach, we asked to a sample of really hundreds of people, and we found that there are two factors. One, prejudice against novel food, reducing insects consumption. But mostly everything depends on the form of presentation of the product. So there are only the 10% of European citizens that will try, actually, crickets, but 41%, mostly 1 out of 2 European citizens, will try under the form of a flour. So flour for burgers, pasta, and snacks, it's really already a market. 40% of the citizens are a lot. So there are some prejudice against the changes of food. Of course, there are many obstacles for changing food habits. Any of us tried to improve our food habits. But also there are cultural resistance and cultural differences in this. And I show you only one of the contradictions in the, let's say, in the cognitive dilemmas, which is the following. In reality, this introduction of these ingredients in Europe and in Italy has been shown and communicated as a violation of the tradition, right? Because we don't eat crickets. It's very clear. But if you go back on time, there are regional cuisine in Italy that actually includes insects, and this is the dilemma. This is one example. The casu marzu. Casu marzu is a Sardinian cheese. Marzu means rotten, so rotten cheese. Already include worms, but Europe prohibited the distribution of casu marzu, not for the worms. Prohibited the distribution of casu marzu, this regional Sardinian cheese, because of the minimal condition of hygiene in its traditional production. So this very traditional production is not satisfactory in terms of food safety. Okay, so what happened? This casu marzu has not been approved by the European Union. And what happened? When Europe approved insects, there was a big mobilization against this decision. But when Europe prohibited the regional traditional dish because of the food safety, there has been a big discussion regionally by telling, you are not valorizing our tradition. And of course, who tried? I didn't try it. Who tried tells is very good. It's a delicacy and safe, they promise. There is a contradiction. There are prejudice. There are cultural factors. Whenever you try to change habits, there are then many things to do, but there is one main truth. Putting aside now the specific strategies to improve the sustainable food consumption in Europe, the problem is that if consumers are not informed enough, and in information there is also the capacity to understand specific information that may be very technical at the nutritional level in terms of food safety, in terms of many other things. You may need a degree in food technology to really understand all the details. But if consumers are not informed enough well, the decision making about food will be weak. If the strategies are not making farmers enough free to operate in an economically sustainable way, the sustainable transition, the environmental sustainable transition will be not possible. So these are the European strategies, the European Green Deal, the Farm to Fork, the new consumer agenda to improve sustainable food consumption. I think many things are done. Italy is very near to reach the percentage, the 25% of organic land production. Some other European countries are very near, but we have many other things to do. Other European countries have only the 2 or 3% of organic production. What will be the capacity and the possibility for some European citizens to eat sustainable, to avoid pesticides, to avoid hormones, antibiotics in the meat. What is the possibility, what is the inequality in Europe still present for eating sustainable? Still too much. So we have to continue in this action. Our project is one of the possible ways to encourage protein supply. And I really thank you for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Igor. I just want to remind everyone that those of you that have questions for Igor, you can write your questions in the Q&A section. And we can
move the screen, so give the floor again to the next speaker.
And we can read these questions after, when the time comes for the Q&A section. So now I will leave the floor to my colleague Merve Buba, that we're working, representing on behalf of Stando, Digital Learning in Gastronomy.
Hi, everyone. I will share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so welcome to our conference. It's about insect innovation in gastronomy. You've already been hearing and listening most of the things actually that's been done with the project. I will be now shortly talk about some parts of the digital learning in gastronomy, as we Stando were participating and involved more in the learning, digital learning part. I will be talking about how you can actually see and get involved and learn more about this insects innovation in gastronomy. I will be talking about the importance of the training for mostly the chefs who are more interested. Please listen carefully. I will be also talking about some innovation in culinary techniques to introduce the insect-based ingredients and integration with our MOOC content. So basically the importance of training and information in adopting novel food ingredients. Why does chefs need some knowledge to do this? EU has approved certain insect species, for example, some house crickets and some mealworms. However, of course, they are not approved in every place and in every country. They have some regulations. So this regulatory approval does not equal social acceptance. And this is not accepted with also socially, as we all know. Without scientific literacy and culinary training, chefs are unlikely to adopt these techniques and these ingredients in their food, basically. What does chefs actually need to know? Or not, I'm not only talking about chefs, in general, everyone. Why are we trying to introduce insects back to our food? Because of their nutritional value. I don't know how many of you knew, but they have actually really high in protein, B12, iron, and omega-3s. Also, they have some environmental benefits. For example, 1 kilogram of insect protein requires significantly less water, land, and feed than beef. So thinking about sustainability and less time and less place to basically have these insects, it's better than having like farm and things like that. Also, what else you need to know? Food safety protocols. You have to know and understand the allergy risks, processing and storage standards, as well as some cultural communication. You need to know how to explain and sell your ingredient to the customers. If you don't have the training, obviously there is some risks that might have when you try to use insects. For example, improper handling or cross-contamination, negative consumer experience due to poor preparation, and reputational damage for you and the establishment. So obviously you need to know how to involve these ingredients nicely and how to handle them so that people who you will be preparing your meals will be happy to use and consume. Some techniques and some things that we discovered through this project. For example, I will start from the culinary challenge. The insects are not a drop-in replacement for meat. Their unique composition, they're rich in protein and chitin and demands novel approaches in preparation and presentation. So we're not actually trying to replace other things. We're just going to
Merve, you got muted.
Please.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yes?
Okay.
Perfect. Sorry, I don't know, it's automatically muted itself. I will come back. Can you still see my screen? Yes? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So yes, like I was saying, there is some techniques to include these insects into our meals. For example, grinding and blending as a flour or high protein addition to pasta, or add some of them into bread and desserts, or what we can do, infusion and marination, masking the nutty earthy flavors for delicate palates while enhancing taste through aromatics and oils. So we can actually add them in some of our marination sauces to make our meat or our other meals more flavored. Textural enhancement. So for example, chitin contributes very crunchy, which can be used intentionally in coatings, crust, or garnishes. And last but not least, we can use it as a flavor pairing. Insect-based dishes pair well with umami-rich ingredients and acidic elements. For example, as an umami-rich ingredient, we can use soy, mushroom, and we can, as an acidic element, we can use citrus, pickled vegetables. What we also can do to make it more attractive to people, we can use some aesthetic and ethical presentation while we presenting these dishes. Use fusion cuisine strategies to integrate insects into familiar formats, for example, tacos, chocolate truffles, as well as these highlighted sustainability storytelling as part of the dish narrative. So we have to actually explain this high sustainability storytelling to make sure that people understand the use of these insects. So coming back to our actual content, we have developed some modules that it will help you chefs, wet learners, and gastronomy professionals to go through and learn more in detail about how you can use insects in your daily lives, in your meals, and in your restaurants. We have 7 different modules that we developed, and it has also with theories, demos, and reflective activities that you can use and learn. These modules cover introduction to edible insects and global food security, EU legislation and safety guidelines, processing techniques, drawing, grinding, cooking, recipe creation, and innovation lab, sustainability metrics and life cycle analysis, consumer psychology and communication.
The slides is not. We cannot see the slides.
None of them.
None of them. We listen to you, but we cannot see how to change the slides.
Can you see my screen very well, Miriam?
We will need you to share from the beginning. Now
Yeah.
it's moving.
Share
moving.
now we can see, share with presentation mode so we can see the change.
Okay, can you see now?
We can see the PowerPoint, yes.
Perfect.
What about now?
Still the PowerPoint, not the full screen.
Now?
No,
Please
still the
Press
PowerPoint.
F5. Press F5.
I did. Let me.
Maybe we can move
Okay.
on and just share a repository of all the presentations with our audience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nearly finished anyway, so can you see now?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I leave it like this? Is it visible? Can you read?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
visible, yes.
So as I was saying, some of the topics that we cover in our modules are these: sustainable metrics and life cycle analysis, consumer psychology and communication, plating and storytelling. You can also, these courses also have some pedagogical benefits. For example, you can go whenever you want. It's self-paced, accessible across all the devices. You can see some video tutorials. You can include some practical case studies and real chef interviews. It's very important for, I think, the chefs and the learners who want to involve and add this in their meals. And there's a gaps and bridges between theory and practice, equips professionals to navigate public skepticism, and encourages peer learning and professional networking. So, coming to the end of my presentation, basically what we're trying to teach people or get people to know through this project is that insects are not just a trendy ingredient, they're a solution to global food challenges. Chefs and red learners must be trained, not just exposed to novelty, and structured learning in our e-learning platform will ensure safe, sustainable, and creative integration into the modern cuisine. Thank you for all listening. I'm sorry about all these things that happen, technical issues. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or anything like that, please write them in our Q&A platform, and then we will answer you at the end of the conference. I will leave it to Mirja to carry on.
Thank you, Merve. So moving forward, we have Erkan from UNICEF, where he will cover the topic of creativity in gastronomy for the inclusion of insects in modern gastronomy. So Erkan, the floor is yours.
Thank
Again,
you.
Sorry, Erkan, just a minute. Again, if you have questions about Merve's PowerPoint, please add them on Q&A section and we will discuss later. Erkan.
I guess you see my screen now.
Yes. You can. We can see your presentation.
Let me try to move also for the next presentation to check if it is moving. I guess it's moving. And then I will stick to 5 minutes in order to save time also for the Q&A session, because I know most of the Turkish participants are already started to sharing their lunch break at the moment. The table of the contents, as you see on the screen, I'm going to share with you some topics which is related to the creativity in introduction of innovative ingredients and also special applications, especially for the elderly population, because of the advantages of those kind of ingredients. Another way of approach from our side on behalf of the MUSAV is related to the health and sports related nutrition. And also we are going to share with you a link for the culinary innovation in cultural perspectives. Insects are sustainable when we think about inside the kitchen, as because of the protein source and climate friendly ingredients that they are going to provide us, and also has a small environmental footprint. Creative culinary strategies are also exist when we think about the insects in the kitchen. Focus is not only insects in whole form, but also as a part of ingredients in the kitchens, like in flours, powders, and also oils sometimes, that I'm going to mention about it in the following slides. Insect protein contents range from 40 till 70% higher than the conventional meats. It's creatively used in flours, oils, and powders in familiar dishes like soups, breads, and cookies. Has also functionality, high functionality, which allows us to incorporate into daily meals without altering taste or texture. Gastronomic innovation enables creation of high protein sustainable meals in our tables. Insect protein is ideal for the athletes, as because of its advantages. Again, it's easily digestible, preferred over traditional protein sources, like sample applications, protein shakes, bars, enriched pasta, and baked goods. Enables fast, functional, efficient sports nutrition, as because of eco-friendly. On behalf of the aging population, it's easy to feed for the elderly people have the struggles when they are going to have meals adaptable to, for their ongoing life because of protein, bioavailable and rich in iron, zinc, and calcium. Soft, drinkable, and easy to digest food forms are ideal for the elderly population. For example, enriched soups, protein shakes, soft breads, and pasta supports also muscle retention, immunity, and cognitive health. We have already some cultural resistance that Evie mentions from the research. Barriers in sex conception are largely cultural and psychological, also sometimes in our case, backgrounds. Strategy to make it more popular may be useful in the following years. Incorporate insect proteins into familiar and appealing food forms. Storytelling and education and the projects like insect innovation in gastronomy and transparency can increase acceptance. Cultural alliances can be provided later. Culinary professionals play a crucial role in changing public perception in this case. Breakfast protein bowls with insect flour and oat, which is getting popular. High protein pasta blended with legume and insect flours. Energy bars, flours, crackers are the samples, and additional samples, instant protein soaps and powdered mixes for the digester and home kitchens. Custom applications for the athletes for the sport purpose. Insect protein offers a viable solution to global nutritional environmental challenges. Creativity in gastronomy allows for mainstream integration without compressing taste. Application across age groups and dietary needs highlight its versatility. Inclusive sustainability is also another option to keep in mind. Thank you very much for listening to me. try to stick to 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Erkan, so much for your presentation. So moving forward, we have Flavia from Travel Hospitality Events Management, and she will cover the topic of economic and environmental benefits of insect-based gastronomy. Flavia, the floor is yours.
Can you see my slides?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Flavia Gezmerlan from the management. We are a business consultancy organization based in Bucharest, Romania. We work closely with restaurants, hotels, catering services, event professionals, pretty much any business, any entity that is in the hospitality industry. We work with them. Today I'll be speaking about a frontier in gastronomy that is both ancient and cutting edge, and we're referring to insect-based cuisine. We're gonna very briefly explore economic potential, environmental advantages, and how we can elevate its appeal, because it is not the most sought after ingredient, but how we can elevate its appeal through smart strategies. So why insects and why now? Insects are among the most resource efficient sources of protein. For example, crickets need 12 times less feed than cattle to produce same amount of protein. The cultivation requires minimal water, land, and emits a fraction of the greenhouse gases. They fit naturally into circular economy models, especially in urban and zero waste food systems. And with food security and climate resilience becoming top policy priorities, as Igor has also mentioned, insect protein aligned with global agendas like the EU Green Deal, the UN SDGs. And the best part is that this is not just a novelty, this is a scalable solution. Everybody can see my slides moving?
Yes,
Yeah.
Flavia.
Okay, excellent. All right, so let's talk about market trends and consumer signals. According to the European Commission and market analysts, the edible insect market is projected to reach 3.3 billion in Europe by 2030. That's enormous. Consumers, especially the younger generations and flexitarians, are more open to novel proteins, especially when they are presented in either a familiar or gourmet form. Michelin-starred chefs in France or Belgium or Denmark, they're already experiencing with insect-based dishes, and they are successful. We can talk about cricket croquettes to ant-cured duck breast. Potential is there. We can do anything. The ones leading this shift are the urban foodies, what we call the urban foodies in terms of marketing targeting. And what was once fringe for these people is now rapidly moving to the mainstream. What is the hospitality advantage? For any hospitality business, insect gastronomy can offer a unique leverage, especially because of that movement towards mainstream. Being a first mover in the market gives any business a competitive edge. So diners, according to many studies, increasingly value experiences, and an insect-based menu can deliver just that if presented and marketed properly. You can command higher price points, you can gain earned media, you can generate social buzz, and on top of this, you can position your brand as environmentally responsible. There's a lot of studies that show that over 70% of millennials are willing to pay more for sustainable dining. So insects are a small change, but they have a huge symbolic operational value. In terms of smart branding and menu integration, one of the biggest mistakes is marketing insects as weird or extreme. Instead, marketers or businesses who market these kind of products, they need to focus on the culinary merits. There's taste, there's structure, and there's provenance. We need to position them as exotic delicacies or sustainable upgrades. We can go in either directions in terms of marketing. We need to use smart metaphors. For example, there is a product called ant roll, and we can call it the new caviar or describe crickets as having a nutty crunch. Staff training is also something extremely critical, and I feel like this is where our project comes in extremely helpful for any business that wants to tackle this insect-based gastronomy. Why? Because teams must convey confidence and enthusiasm when they talk about insect dishes. Confidence of the staff is contagious and can really, really influence the consumer. Of course, everyone has mentioned it. Let's be honest, the ick factor, the ich, is real. It's there. But luckily, psychology and marketing give us tools to reduce this resistance. We can start with hybrid formats. For example, pasta made with insect flour, chocolates made with cricket powder. These are hybrid ways of introducing these ingredients into our products. Then we can normalize the idea without a visual shock, without putting an actual cricket in the plate. We can use the hidden ingredient method, which is what we did with tofu about 20 years ago. We can also use social proof. If one person at the table will order a cricket taco and love it, it's very likely that others will follow. And finally, as restaurateurs, as insect product producers, we can offer tasting rituals like an insect flight, a fun guided experience where we can present our dishes, explain their benefits, their reduced impacts, and we can, by doing this, we can turn fear or the yuck factor into more curiosity. In terms of business model opportunities, from a business perspective, insect cuisine opens up new revenue streams. This is a fact. Think themed tasting nights, seasonal menus tied to, for example, Earth Day or climate conferences. We can host chef-led cooking demos or eco experience packages for our patrons, for our tourists. We can emphasize the traceability. We can partner with certified insect farms, certified insect product producers, and highlight their sustainability stories, because sustainability is a big thing happening now for all of us, not just nationally, but at a European and at a worldwide level, luckily. Someone doing this can even position their venue as a green event space for, I don't know, conscious events, conscious weddings, any type of eco-conscious event or happening. This insect-based cuisine is not just about food, it's a whole new hospitality concept. I will close to leave some stage room for my colleagues. And in order to close, I will leave you with this. Insects may be small, but their impact is anything but small. Economically, environmentally, and experientially, they offer us a new way to nourish people, to nourish business, and very importantly, to nourish our planet simultaneously. As hospitality professionals and advisors, we have right now a unique opportunity to be not just trend followers, but actually trailblazers. So thank you. Let's keep in touch. As all my colleagues, we're open to any questions in the Q&A sections. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Flavia. So our next speaker comes from Mykonos International Initiative. I will give the floor to Nihat, who is going to present the topic of sustainability in the future of insect-based gastronomy. Nihat,
Hello,
the floor is
everyone.
yours.
Thank you, Miriam, and thank you, Flavia, for your speech. Right now, I'm going to make a quick test that my slides are changing, so I will appreciate if everyone confirms that they can see the slides change.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, welcome everyone once again, and thanks to my colleagues for the great speeches. I'm going to briefly present you the sustainability and the future aspects of insect-based gastronomy. But as you can understand also from this international conference, the future is already here. So I will briefly touch to the textures and the combinations of edible insects in modern cuisine. We will briefly review the sustainability focus of both of our projects and the insect-based foods. And I will close with the promotion guidelines that we have developed that Emilio mentioned a little in the beginning. So, one moment, sorry, apologies for that. I need to make it smaller. Sorry, apologies for that. So, as my colleagues also mentioned, insect-based gastronomy is an ecological solution for our planet in terms of the global concerns of food market right now with the growing population that we are experiencing. So it offers food security and a response to environmental degradation. That's why it's crucial right now and in the topic of European Commission also for its sustainability benefits. From high quality protein sources or nutrition-rich values, they offer a resource efficient, a quick, and of course, much cheaper option. And beyond their ecological advantages, they're also an innovation tool for our chefs worldwide that Flavia mentioned. Also, Michelin chefs are now considering them as an innovative tool. So we will see if insect-based diet will evolve from novelty to necessity within coming years. Sorry. And in the beginning, we mentioned that we have developed some e-learning videos. If you are interested within the topic, it delves deeper to the textures and combinations, the module 7 especially. But I will just briefly talk about the textures and how it affects our experience, especially within insect-based cuisine. So as you know, when we are eating something, the first thing that catches our eye is its shapes, its texture, and often this experience affects our last decision if we like the food or not, apart from the nutritional benefits. And here insects, we always think them as a whole ingredients, but actually apart from whole insects, they can become in the shapes of fine flowers or smooth pieces. And the whole insects provides like roasted mealworms or crickets, provides us a crunchy, nut-like texture, while the grounded insects can be used as flours mixed with conventional flours to provide more protein-rich dishes. Apart from that, there are some pastes that can be used in protein bars also, but also to make the dish more appealing or for artistic reasons. So if we come to the nutritional benefits, it is mostly preferred in specific diets. Likewise, they're rich in proteins, and it can be mixed with conventional flours to provide much higher protein-rich food for athletes or for elderly who needs a special amount of proteins daily but cannot afford it. Apart from these, if we come to summarize the textures and combinations of these foods, we can find them in crunchy, smooth, and fine textures, which we can mix them in baked goods, protein snacks, pastas, but also pasta sauces. Apart from that, we can just pair them for artistic reasons to provide much more innovative dishes. So what that leads us to a more sustainable future, to more sustainable environment. Within our project, it's all about sustainability, not only the food, but also our project. So as Emilio mentioned, we have developed many project results within this project, and their sustainability is also our priority. After our project completes this year, during summer, after our final conferences in each country, we will keep the platform updated for 5 years, focusing on improving according to your feedback, every flaws that might encounter. So we will also give you details about our e-learning platform project websites further. If you need, you can check everything. And if you have any comments for improvements, you can always reach out to us. So if we quickly switch to the promotional guidelines that we have, they are not available yet on a website, but they will be in the beginning of June. So what they are all about. Actually, the main outcome of these promotional guidelines will be bridging the gap right now that we are experiencing in the field, like the misinformation or the ick effect. So with these promotional guidelines, we will bridge this gap and foster a positive mind shift, not only for consumers, but also for the providers of this sector. So as a result, it will increase the food literacy that is now not very well organized in terms of insect-based foods. And with this, we aim to provide a strategy that will shape the European understanding, but also worldwide, and promote a wide adoption of insect-based goods as flowers or smooth pastes. It's according to the each consumer's preferences, of course. And with our project, we want to educate and facilitate an engagement, not just accessibility, but also make insect-based products desirable. So as we mentioned, you can see a screenshot of our e-learning platform. We are still in the piloting phase, and if you want to also make yourself be part of our piloting phase, you're more than welcome. And I also mentioned the next 5 years that we will continue building new things within our project, not new results, but we will try to update it as much as we can. And it's a part of our long-term vision for this project. So as we have run out of time with beautiful speeches, to conclude, you're more than welcome to be part of our project, and hopefully you will leave this conference today learning something new. And just for the final conference in Greece, if you're interested in participating, we will share up updates within 2 weeks from our social media accounts of company or NGO, but always you can reach out to us from our organizational email or website or from project pages. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Nihal. And I will leave the floor to our last speaker for today, and Dr. Francesco Fenga from Fenga Food Innovation in Italy. And Dr. Francesco Fenga is a food innovation expert, and today he will cover the topic of the science and technology behind insect-based ingredients. I'm sharing the presentation of Dr. Fenga, so I will ask you to tell me whether you see my screen. Do you all see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Fenga, you are ready to go.
Okay. I am Francesco Fenga. I am a food technologist. I am a president of Food Technologists of Entel Italy, and I introduce you in the spectacular and a very interesting world of ingredient from insects. The slide is Mariantia.
Yes.
Okay. About the regulatory framework, I have not too much to do because Igor just explained it very well, and then also advanced nutritional. But anyway, we go on with the slide. The next. Okay. Okay. Let's stop. No, before one. Okay, nutritional. Okay, stop here. Okay, ICSET has to follow the strict regulation from European Union, so will be very safe. Okay, next. The ICSET has to follow the same regulation of every other foods. For this reason, everything is just studied to be safe, the insect flour and the ingredients. Next. Next slide. Okay. As you stop. As you said before, the colleagues, the protein flour from the flour from insect are very nutritious for many reasons and very interesting. Next slide. Rich on vitamin and minerals. Next slide. Rich on dietary fiber, very interesting for the gut bacteria. Next slide. Next, please. Okay. We speak a little bit about the production of insect-based ingredients. Stop. Okay. There is the different phases. Is branching to reduce microbial load. There is also a titration to make the flour dry and useful for to use, and the milling to have the flours. Next. This is a flow chart that describes the production of flour. This is selection and farming, harvesting, cleaning, killing microbial initiation by freezing, drying, oleophilization, grinding, quality control, very important, packaging, and storage distribution for the use in what is needed. Next. Okay, it's possible also there are different projects in Europe to have a subsequent fermentation of working with enzyme to change the characteristic of the flour to make the flower more interesting from the functional point of view. This is the point that I speak to you now. Next slide. About cooking, we are just my colleagues that I explained before. Is very important to choose the different cooking methods. Ecco, technological characteristic of set-based ingredients. It's important to understand that the ingredients and the future, especially the future ingredients coming from the new project in Europe, will give to the insect, flour, and ingredient separated protein and fat, very interesting characteristic to do new products, new dish. For example, one is emulsifying capacity. Is example is the system that we can have. Okay, stop. For example, in mayonnaise, we prepared with the set flour, the separation of water and oil is amazing. It's because it's important to choose the correct flour, correct insect. But anyway, emulsifying capacity is very important. Next, especially in the future. Then, another. Is important also the water holding capacity. Okay. Because there is a ketin, it is also important to help to hold the water where is possible, though it is needed to do to make softer palatables for longer times. Another one. Next. For example, is important. No, before can make please. Okay, water holding is important to no, next. Okay, stop here. It's important to have water holding capacity to have in products like burgers or meatballs to have a juicy texture and reduce liquid loss during cooking. Okay, go ahead. Next slide. It's important also to change the texture of food because to get thanks to protein contents, it's possible to have a generation of when heated to have a generation of protein to have change the texture of products and to have interesting new products, industrial or culinary. Go next one. Okay, next. We can have a dessert like a mousses, and or we can have also thank to also the possibility to have stable forms from insect flour. It's possible to have a form formation to try to have something interesting like dessert, mousse, souffle, and other things of snacks. Again, next one. Is interesting also thermal stability of ingredients. It is possible to use in bread, cookies, and crackers. Next one. It's possible also to improve the shelf life thanks to stabilization of the emulsion and gels. And then it's possible, there are studies showing that some components found in insects have good antimicrobial properties. Next slide. It's possible to extract also oil from insect chitosan, poor protein isolates, protein isolate blended with invariant with the other protein isolates, added to the granules, also from blend. It's important to understand that it's insect has no, is possible, it's very important to understand that insect could be combined with other interesting raw materials like pea flour, pea protein, soy protein, and other others, very interesting ingredients, sustainable like insect. I think the combination insect with something else will be very important in gastronomy and more in the industry. Next one. Next. Next one. One interesting approach is to use the insect-based ingredients in a trade food printing because the ingredients coming from insect are very interesting, are very are very versatile. It's possible to use them in many things and in many ways. One of these ways is 3D printing, in 3D food printing. Next. Different research project at the university and the Food Innovation Center. This is only one example, but I worked at another project where is using insect to do new things. This is one of the book where I found all the information. There are many others. Another one. Next slide. Next. This is another book that I use to do. Okay, these are my contact. Is someone that is the desire to understand more, to study something new, it's possible to email to me and ask to me the contact with LinkedIn. I will contact you also with LinkedIn. That's all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Fenga. So we came at the end of our speeches today. We leave you now the floor, you as participants, whether you have questions to someone from our panel. I don't see any question in the Q&A section, so whoever wants to raise a question, please raise your digital hand and the floor will be given to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
hello.
Emilio.
While we have maybe some any question, I would like to ask to Francesco, because we are so lucky to have him here. Francesco, you are an industry person and about the innovation, and you know everything about this industry, and you are always in contact with important companies. What are these representatives from these huge and important companies, food sector in Europe? Talk about this innovative and potential of these ingredients in order to incorporate them to a normal offer of these providers. Thank you.
I think that the big company are still on the window to understand what's happened in the future, because all the big company are not so happy to be the first in the field that is still so controversial from them. Consumer point of view, as we discussed before. Probably they are waiting that someone from gastronomy, from chef, start to do some things and become famous, and then they probably will start to do something. This is from the part of the big companies. For the SME, the little companies, they are starting to do something, and then we need to more time to understand what will be the market response about that. I don't know if I answer everything.
Yeah, perfect. Because so we have a lot of things to do with this sector in order to provide, to disseminate more information. So
yeah, exactly. I think so. I think the same.
Exactly, because when we are talking about this, sometimes, as Flavia said, the people think that we are going to eat a whole box, like it's something like a extraordinary and something like a Indiana Jones things, you know. But we are just in a first step. We for sure could use it just to improve the access to protein, because we are lack of the amount of protein that will be needed in the years to come. So I think it's a great opportunity to improve this knowledge. So Mirianti, I think that we don't have right now any question. Maybe we can for sure open our email to BeamContent, and we can reply to you. We can send them a question if you have something to ask right now, all the attendees, if anyone want to ask something. If not, okay. I know that we are late. We are like 15, 20 minutes, but as we said before, we have a lot of things to say about this topic because not very useful information is available. So this is the first conference. So we are so happy to have you all in today with us. We appreciate your participation. Okay, and once again, we are going to have more conference and more dissemination, more informative tools. So I encourage you, okay, to scan right now if you want all the attendees. This is a QR that you can access to our questionnaire of quality, and you can have just 2 minutes. You can complete it, and you can provide us with your email address, and you have something, a specific question for any of us, any of the person of the speeches or the companies, please just write us a line, and we will reach out to you with an answer. So
I just sent also in the chat the link for the questionnaire in case that someone is already from their phone and cannot scan the QR code. And also I sent to everyone our email. You probably already have it because of the invitation you received. However, I sent the email in case you have any question regarding the project and the conference. Please feel free to contact us.
perfect. So I think that we can close. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dita from Austria, our renewable chef. Thank you, all of the attendees. And let's keep in touch, okay? For this incredible, amazing, complex, innovative, and new scenario that is in front of us, just starting now, with the use of these insect-based ingredients. So thank you so much, everyone, for your attention. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all our partners from the consortia. Thank you for your amazing speeches. There are a lot of things to say. I know this is the reason why we are 25 minutes late of our previous scheduled time, but I think that could be that was very productive. Okay, like a first step and like a first meeting with all our attendees. So thank you again for being here today with us, and see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.